Happy Monday, y'all. We are going to get into a few things today. Yes, we are, because it's Monday. What better way, right, than to get into some crazy cases that are similar to Gypsy Rose? Yes, let's get into it. First, I want to say thank you guys for all your likes, comments, interactions, hype, sharing. You guys help me to where I am. I'm monetized, I'm already earning, and I can't thank you enough because this is so important. Y'all just don't understand. So thank you. Also, I want to say really fast, I'm not trying to make my content pro. I only had a phone before and I only had so many options, but I always edited my content. And it was actually twice as long to do that because I had to save everything, screen record. I couldn't just go to the page and show it and record at the same time. This is so much more easier and saves so much time that I am just relieved that I can do that because I still have to work. So, if that makes sense, I'm doing this and working and helping my son. So, um, I'm trying to find the happy medium to make everybody happy. I always want it to feel like we're just chit-chatting and we're just having a good old FaceTime. That is my goal, and that's what I want to do today. Um, and I hope y'all like it. We're going to talk about parricide, where children take out their parent, like Gypsy did Dee Dee. But I'm going to have cases, a few, that are similar to hers where she had someone do it for her. Most boyfriends, one, it was she hired somebody, which we could say that about Gypsy. Um, she paid Nick. I mean, technically she did, you know. And then we're going to look at a few things from her prison stint where she got in trouble. And all of it is for inappropriate material mainly. Imagine that. Hmm. Photos, pics, toys, and drawings and magazines. So we're going to head into that whole drama because the reason I want to talk about this is because she doesn't feel her sentence was fair. She got too much time, so do her friends, and that the person who did the actual act does deserve more. I think they deserve the same, but usually the planner, they get the most time, not the person who did the act. So let's hop on over and look at this first case. Jennifer Pan, come on down. So you've probably seen this before. She did pay somebody to take out her parents, and this was back in 2010, but I've watched several videos, documentaries, and read a lot of articles about it. Um, this was in Ontario too, so I'll read it real like skip through and read it. She made it seem like a robbery gone wrong. She was 24. Lived with her parents, had been broken, and she made, it seem like it was a robbery. In Ontario, she called 911. Um, Her parents had been broken into, and her parents were shot. Um, she said, I think my dad's outside and he's screaming. Further adding that she had been tied to a banister, right? Because she wanted to make it look like, she was abducted, but they just let her go. Pan's mother was 53. She died at the scene from her injuries. Her father, 57. Yuri Han Pan, he was rushed to the hospital after he was shot in the face, and he lived. Uh, they did a frantic search for the trio unalivers. After, a series of clues and interrogations, it became clear Jennifer had orchestrated the hit on her parents. In her third interrogation, she confessed to hiring the hitman. She was found guilty of first-degree murder and attempted murder on December 13th, 2014. She was given a life sentence with no parole for at least 25 years. So she's doing 25 years at least. Gypsy has complained repeatedly it is no fair that she has had to do 8 years. And even when she did the Dr. Phil interview, I think she had done maybe, I know she had done a few years already, maybe 5, but it could be less. She said she didn't feel like that she was fairly given the right sentence. She doesn't deserve the amount of time she got because she didn't do it herself. That's debatable, Gypsy. That's debatable. Just because you wouldn't admit to that and Nick is willing to take a secret for you does not mean no. And I also want to say, what is some of the reasons that teenagers or children or adult kids commit parricide? Overindulgence is one of those. Being spoiled, basically, um, and don't like that they're being told no, that they can't do something, they can't have something, or, they just feel their parents are too controlling. Well, gosh, both those fit Gypsy. And there's more, but I just wanted to touch on those two um, aspects of why kids do this. The next person is Erin Caffey. I've seen this. I've read about this. She convinced her boyfriend to murder her entire family. This happened in Texas. And the entire reason was because she couldn't date her boyfriend. Oh my gosh. So she got revenge. Mm-hmm. In her sleep. Yeah. They in their sleep, sorry. So this was March 2008. Two men broke into the Caffey home in Alba, Texas, and set out on a horrific spree that left two young children and their mother gone. The only survivors were 16-year-old Erin Caffey. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. And her father, Terry Caffey, who was shot multiple times before the two intruders set the house on fire. The shocked the nation, especially when the police revealed that she herself was the mastermind behind the entire massacre. That Turner boyfriend, the tragic fate of the Caffey family, was set in motion 5 months before they were taken out when Erin began dating 18-year-old Charlie Wilkinson. The pair met when Caffey was working part-time as a waitress at a Sonic fast food restaurant. The relationship got serious pretty quickly. Wilkinson even gave her a promise ring that had belonged to his grandmother and was open about his desire to marry her. However, the relationship, concerned the parents, with Terry noting that he had reservations about him from the beginning. There were just things about him that didn't sit right with me, he later said. His gut was right. But your daughter also had a huge role in that. Meanwhile, the Caffeys were heavily involved with their local church, merged with the passion for music. Her brothers were 8 and 13. Tyler and Matthew played the guitar and the harmonica. Their mother, Penny, played the piano at church. So they were very involved in their community. Um, but, this was also at the point the church going teen began to slip up in school. Her parents decided to take to the internet to learn more about this bad news boyfriend. What they found convinced them that they had to separate him from their daughter. So she started going downhill. Wilkinson's MySpace page was littered with reference and talk of drinking alcohol. When Caffey broke her phone curfew in February, they insisted she ended the relationship. That same month, Erin started talking about taking her parents in front of friends. And she did. Um, she hatched it. She thought of it. Accounts different as to who exactly was the mastermind, but Terry rebuffed the notion that it was his daughter's idea. Of course. But the boyfriend claimed that he had offered for him and Caffey to simply run away together, but Caffey insisted on the murder instead. Doesn't that sound so familiar? On the day of the massacre, Wilkinson and Wade, which is his friend who helped him, pulled into the driveway, and Wade's girlfriend waited in the car. Before entering the property, Wilkinson warned Caffey that he had to take her younger brothers too so that there would be no witnesses left. And she said, I don't care. Hmm. And then once inside, he was on his way to Terry and Penny's room. He fired away. He had a 22 pistol. After taking multiple shots himself, Terry watched his wife pass as he lay beside her, unable to move or speak. Uh, Wilkinson's gun jammed. Wade pulled out a samurai, used it on Penny, almost just like Dee Dee. The pair then headed upstairs to Matthew and Tyler. He heard his son cry out, oh my God, that's so heartbreaking. No, Charlie, no. Why are you doing this? He said. Oh my God, you guys. The father drifted in and out of consciousness, and as Tyler was shot, you know, Matthew was brutally attacked, and the pair took turns using the sword on him. You guys, this is so sad. They then looted the house because she promised them 2,000 for Wade, 2,000 for his help. Then they poured lighter fluid and lit the house on fire. Okay, so we get the idea, right? Let's see what she got. And like you says, she wanted to say it was a kidnapping and she didn't know, but they did have enough evidence, and they got her pretty quickly. Um, but Wilkinson and Wade were given life sentences without parole, without the possibility of parole. Kathy was also sentenced to life, though she will be eligible to apply for parole after 40 years. She got 2 years less than him. Yeah, that is crazy to me. Crazy. Yeah, so let's go on over to Amelia Bird. We had to talk about Amelia, right? Had to. Let's just be serious. Gypsy is so, you know, supportive of her. That's her good friend. And, her story is almost identical to her, she said. Because once again, Amelia said she came from a broken and ABUSE was involved in her childhood, which I don't know. I don't, just saying. So, let's go read what it has to say. A Southern Missouri teenager is sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms for having her boyfriend shoot her parents while they slept in their home. 19-year-old Amelia. Now just think about this. Erin was 15, and still got 40 years before she could get parole. And she didn't even touch her family. What does that say? You got a heck of a deal, Gypsies. I still cannot believe She only did 8 years. I can't. She was 16 at the time she talked to her boyfriend Chad Brantley. So when this occurred for Amelia, she was 16. And Gypsy was 23. A month, not even a month away from being 24, right? Oh. Brantley fatally shot Bird's mother, Christina, and wounded her father, William, in 2006. Brantley, now 21, pleaded guilty last month to first degree assault, second degree MURDER, and 2 counts of armed criminal action. Prosecutors have recommended for consecutive life sentences for Brantley, who is expected to testify against Bird if she went to trial. Usually it is the person who did the actual act testifying against the plot mastermind. And in Gypsy's case, it didn't happen that way. That's where I'm so like, why? Why did she get off so easy? Mm. Even if not Parricide, I want to know. I, I would just like to know. Let me see if I can find a picture of Amelia. Amelia. There she is. There she is, y'all. Yeah, 2009, February. Let's see what she got. Okay. She was 16 at the time of the crime, was certified as an adult, and faces maximum penalty of life in prison. She lived in Louisiana, in New Orleans, right? When this happened? Or is it Missouri? No, Missouri. Same as Gypsy Rose. She was in her parents' home the night of the shooting and made the 911 call. Authorities quickly discovered conflicting stories from Amelia. The man wearing a hooded coat and baseball cap shot her parents and Brantley. Wow. They said they said the pair planned the shooting and that Brantley was standing at the glass door of the home when she made the call for help. Both were arrested the following day. Christina passed at the home. Buddy was taken to the hospital. He recovered too. Wow. We all know that Amelia got 2 life sentences, I think it was. But she wants clemency. That's what Gypsy was trying to do too. For her 10-year, she wanted out early. And you still got out at 8 years. And she took a plea deal. She pled guilty to second degree murder and was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences without the eligibility for parole until she is 60. She was 16 at the time. So that means she got 46 years at least. And this was in, I don't see a date, but she's been trying to get clemency for a while. She was 27 here, so let's see 3 updates. I'm not signing your petition. That was 9 years ago. I will never sign that petition. No. Mm-mm. What about you guys? Not me. Nope. All right, we're going to take a look at um, while Gypsy was in prison, some of her conduct issues where if she was assaulted like she said and she claims Nick did this, well, there is no trauma ever shown. To this day, she never has trauma, except with Mia. That's her only trigger. I'll continue to say that. That is her only trigger. Let's look at some of the things she got in trouble for. We can thank Reddit for this. And again, you guys, look, this account has been permanently bananaed. Check your inbox. And my name, let me see if I can see it. It's something you average 99. I don't make content on here. I've had this for like 4 years, like I said, just to look at like TikTok drama and look at other things on here that people talk about. I don't comment. I don't, so when I started the YouTube channel, all of a sudden I got an email and it's permanently banned. I don't upvote anybody. I don't comment in here. And I don't even know why I'm banned. They said suspicious activity and that I could change my password and I don't know. I don't know. I never go, I hardly even get on here. I have more lately just for updates. How crazy. Let's look at these, you guys. Shout out to little Frodo. Little Frodo is always on top of it. I'm sorry, you guys. My lips are so dry. I look like Gypsy. I'm sorry. That's what I feel like. Okay. Little Frodo, little Frodo, little Frodo. This is the mail Gypsy was receiving that got flagged by the DOC, which includes toys, bare chested card, and explicit letters. Books for men, including Sebastian and Jeff and other men. Weird. Here we go. So this is for a explicit letter. Wow, Gypsy. And the letter is from Sebastian Amos. You remember on her computer it said Sebastian as, I just wonder, is it the same guy? I don't know. Constitutes as threat to security, good order or discipline of the institution, may facilitate or encourage criminal activity, may interfere with the rehabilitation of an offender. Okay, Sebastian, but she asked for this. Remember that. And same thing. Sebastian again, explicit letter. Here's a explicit drawing from Josh Britt. Okay. Now she got in trouble for these, remember? And she would say that it was something out of Facebook that she would get, sent to solitary over. But no, she signed these, and you'll see. Gypsy Blanchard. And this is the bare chested card photo. And that is covered. There is no name there. I don't know if they marked it out or they just don't know who it is. This was in July of 2017. Oh no, sorry. This material has been censored. If you do not wish to have the above mentioned materials confiscated, you may sign this release and have the material sent to someone of your choosing. If you do not sign this agreement, the above mentioned material will be confiscated, and they actually will like dispose of it. They get rid of that, right? And there she signs it. And allow institution to dispose. Yeah, I bet you would now. Yeah, and this is for a explicit book sent to visiting. Oh, wow. 10, 11, 17. Same. She's gonna have a visitor. Okay. Pick that one up. Alrighty then, Gypsy. Um, wait, who was? Yeah, that book was. Let me see who the book was. It don't say. Huh. No name. Oh, Robert Luna. And he's over here too. Robert Luna. Sorry. And this said it was destroyed. It just says explicit. I don't know. And that was December. So this is different. And this is Jefferson City censored it's a Cosmopolitan magazine. I don't even know. It just says Cosmopolitan. It doesn't mean that it was sent by Cosmopolitan. Um, but yeah, it just says magazine. And yeah. Same thing. The name is Cosmopolitan. I don't know. And oh, it depicts or describes information detrimental to the offender's rehabilitation. Oh, shocker. Gypsy Blanchard. That was destroyed. I don't know what this one is, so but it was destroyed in March of 2018. I guess that was it. No, 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 no. And here we go. Contains inappropriate behavior, sexually explicit materials, and photos. Cosmopolitan again, and this was in 2018. I want to know why. Maybe that is. And here's one from Jeff. Here's a letter from Jeff. Oh, Jeff. And this was in 2020. And here's the letter. Per the new censorship policy, the letter will be sent back to him. We'll have 30 days from the date of the notification. He has to submit a request for an independent review of the committee's determination. No action will be taken with the censorship until after 45 days from the date of the notification letter. It will be held in the mailroom, Gypsy. And look at this. Cosmopolitan. How do you... She got toys. Toys. What? Alrighty then. Alright. Okay. If you say so. I do not get it. Nope. Mm-mm. Wow. Crazy, y'all. Let me see if anything new here. MorganAllena did a great video. Y'all need to go watch it. I just watched it today, and it has the interrogation of his stepdad. And he made a very, very... Let's listen.
And I just seen him for, whatever. And then we'd give him a ride down there. And I just seen some of the money that he was counting out. And I know he had a couple hundred on him easily. Okay. But last time when I took him down, she sent up, I think, $400 or $500. And that's out of her SSI, supposedly.
Did she send him cash or check or money order? Cash? Did she send through the mail?
Yeah.
As far as I
Yeah.
know.
He also said he thought it was odd that She came back with him and he went to go get her, but she didn't get her bus ticket when she got his. He said he found that odd. I agree. I agree. I find that very, very odd too. My point is, I want to show really quick about Gypsy saying she doesn't feel like she deserves, to have did the time she did.
Sure. Um, Maybe prison time isn't necessary.
No matter what, murder is not okay.
Oh,
But at the same time, I don't believe I deserve as many years as I got.
Isn't that crazy? So, and another thing I wanted to see, I saw this on Reddit too. Shout out to the Redditors because I looked this up and thought it was very interesting. Um, she talks about the salivary glands, and everybody does too. She has no salivary glands. Yeah, she does. We all know Gypsy's hygiene also, and we know where the toothbrushes go. But here we look at, can oral hygiene cause issues? Well, poor oral hygiene does not directly cause drooling, but can contribute to a bacterial overgrowth and inflammation that irritates salivary glands. When you do not properly brush your teeth and do the proper hygiene routine, leading to increased saliva production, which in turn may result in drooling. Maintaining good oral hygiene, such as brushing, flossing, helps reduce oral germs, inflammation, which can help manage excessive salivation. She did have, remember, the Botox, and that didn't work because she didn't brush her teeth. And, dentist just took them out. Anyways, you guys, I just wanted to show you these few things really fast and show you guys, I'll show you at the end very quickly what causes parasite or what are some of the causes for the reasons that kids crimp, will do parasite. Okay, so here we go. Common factors leading to parasite. Child abuse and neglect. The abuse can lead to extreme humiliation, shame, and a sense of entrapment, sometimes driving to a desperate need for vengeance or self preservation. That wasn't Gypsy. No. Severe mental illness. Well, that is a significant factor in some of these. Parental factors, parental psychopathology, substance abuse, controlling, or neglectful behaviors. She wasn't neglectful. She wanted to take care of Gypsy the best she could. Is she perfect? No. Did she do things that were wrong? Yes. We all agree on that. Antisocial personality traits. And she has been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. Hopelessness and desperation. She was hopeless and desperate for some dick. Sorry, but that's the truth. That is exactly why she did what she did. There's no other reason, there's nothing. That's why she did it. But, anyways, you guys, I hope that this shows where she legitimately got off with a flick on the wrist, not even a smack on the wrist, a flick. Got off and is still complaining about it, and she doesn't identify as a, you know, and now is hiding with all these emails coming out because Zafoya is releasing the photos, and she was terrified in her emails that we were going to see, or even Fancy was getting them and try to say that Nick was innocent because he probably was. He wasn't. He deserves to be held accountable, but he deserved a fair trial, and he didn't get that. HBO he didn't get a fair shot with that alone. So, but yeah, altruistic motives, almost left that out. Oh, because, Dee Dee was sick, but she didn't say that. Anyways, you guys, I hope you have a great the rest of your night, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Um, I just want to say, I'm not shutting up about this, but I am going to talk about other cases. I'm trying to integrate them in. Right now, you guys, anything other than this that I talk about, my views are so low you're not even seeing them. So I'm going to try and integrate them to get other topics going. But I hope you have a great night, and I'm trying here, you guys. I can't please everybody, but I promise you I'm trying. I love you guys. Good night.